Does your low back, in particular around L4, 5, keep flaring up? Maybe it gets better and then comes right back. That cycle is incredibly common. Today I'm going to show you something that many people may be missing. Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Bradbury, family corrective chiropractor, and here we are in Georgetown, Ontario, Canada. This is our practice, One Life Family Chiropractic. And today we're going to be talking about why your L4-5 disc continues to get irritated and what you may be missing. Of course, if you're just tuning in, take a moment, make sure you subscribe and like. I'd love to be a part of your health journey, and I'd love to see you some more. In the big picture, I want to talk about relief versus resolution. Oftentimes, symptoms can go away before the system is necessarily fixed. The disc is often repeatedly overloaded and the tissues may become more irritated. So the goal is I want you to be able to improve how the load is shared amongst the tissues. So cause number one, just too much flexion. Whether you're sitting, bending, rounding out your low back, L4, L5 may take more of the pressure. And over time, the irritation may actually build up, especially when you find yourself sitting for those long work days, those long work weeks, and you accumulate 30 to 40 hours a week of just getting stuck in flexion. And potential cause number two is just loss of hip extension. Your hips don't fully open up throughout the day. You spend so much time sitting that you don't actually get that true extension and open all the way up. So you begin to lose your ranges of motion. Glutes aren't contributing the way you want, and the back begins to compensate. And again, the disc may start to get more irritated and more beat up. And cause number three, well, maybe your glutes just aren't showing up the way they should be. You get late activation, they fatigue quickly during workouts, and the back has to work overtime and stabilize instead. If the tissues can't handle it, then you eventually may break down. Cause number four, the load is just creeping back up too fast, too soon. Your training volume increases, possibly life stress increases. That's something important to consider. And the recovery factor, well, it's just not there. And if the recovery factor is too low, then you're potentially going to break down and the system overload returns. So what's the fix and what can you do, get started with right now? The fix, well, I want you to start with just getting moving more. Make sure you don't get stuck sitting. Flex forward. Make a point of breaking up your day, walking. And as part of step number one, I want you to reduce some tone and you're going to do some soft tissue work. And when I think about soft tissue work, just get yourself a foam roller. You can get yourself this 18-inch one and you keep this up beside your desk. And what I'll do is you can work on your glutes. You may find you have some trigger points there, especially as you get up into the upper portion of the glute where it meets your low back, as it's always trying to help you and stabilize things. You may find some trigger points there. And then what I would do, I would spend 60 to 90 seconds there, or until it gets a bit easier. Work on both sides, even if you're noticing one side more. And I'd also spend some time rolling out your upper back. You can do it like this, give yourself a bear hug, and then you can bring your arms up in the letter Y position. Just open up. It helps get you out of that position that you find yourself in for those 30 to 40 hours a week, which is going to be helpful as well. So I'll roll out here, work on my glutes. You can even work down to your spinal erectors and that QL muscle, which you may find if you're sensitive around that L4-5 area, you may find yourself sore and uncomfortable in those tissues as they're guarding and trying to protect you, especially if they've been overworked and they're not trained to keep up with what you're trying to do. So you can hang out there. You'll notice these multiple areas I've worked on: my glutes, my glute med, my mid-thoracic spine, and my spinal erectors in my lumbar spine. All the while focusing on your breathing, which breathing is going to be a big part of it. If you can control your breath, you can help better control your state as well, because, well, if you breathe into your stomach, it's going to be much more, think about it as putting the brake pedals on, versus if you're constantly a chest breather, you're more likely to be amped up, more tense, more wired, and not necessarily relax as well. Step two is actually work on restoring motion. And what you can do is work on restoring motion to your hips, because many times your hips just aren't moving as well as they could be, and therefore your back is taking the brunt of the load. So what you can do while you're watching your favorite show, sit in the 90-90, just like this, try and get as upright as possible. You can switch gears and shift over. And again, you can hang out 60 to 90 seconds on one side, or you can go back and forth, spending 20 to 30 seconds each side, and do that 2 to 3 times. And another really great one is just getting in the bottom of that couch stretch position. Now this one, if it's too difficult to keep your foot up, what I would suggest is actually just bringing your foot down, whether your shin bone needs to be parallel with the ground, or you can shift it down on the back of the couch or your chair when you're at work. I like this one on the ground just because it allows you to get in that extra range of motion. And what I'm gonna do is I can hang out here, breathe, and I can even bring my hands over my head if I'm thinking that whole front line, but 60 to 90 seconds, and you may notice, man, those hips are really tight. So what you're gonna do is focus on this one multiple times a day. You may do it in the morning and again in the afternoon, in the evening, just when you're sitting down for your downtime, and focus on just breathing into your stomach, letting your shoulders relax, and really opening up the front of that hip. And step 3, I want you to work on rebuilding support. These small exercises can be really useful. This is one that I come back to time and time again. This is the side hip bridge. And what you're doing is you're using your core muscles to help support your spine, but you're also learning to train your glutes again. So this one, at least 12 to 15 reps when you do this. And what I would do if I was going to advance it to make it harder is just open up my knee like this, which really great one, train the top of your glutes, train with your core, and teach everything to work together so that you can help support that area around the L4-5 disc and help you move that much better. As you go through the process of retraining yourself, don't forget your glute work directly with your low back. And what you can do, press your big toe down, open up your knees, and come up just like this. So what I'll do is I'll pause here, squeeze my glutes for that 1 second, and then back down, working in that 12 to 15 rep range. If you're gonna make it harder, bring one leg straight out, just like this, and you can work in that 10 to 15 rep range for singles on each side. Again, when you get to the single leg one, you're forcing yourself to stabilize side to side a bit more and working to train your glutes with your low back muscles so you can help support yourself and move that much better. Now remember, we had a simple action plan to work at getting back on track. Now oftentimes, well, we can do all that work. We help identify the causes so we can change our routine a bit, make some tweaks, and well, we have some actionable steps to get back on track. So you work on doing that, and many times people will come to see me, they've been doing that stuff. And when they come to see me, we do a proper consultation, understand more about their health history, most importantly, their goals. And then if it's warranted, we'll do a biostructural examination. And many times, I want to share with you, remember, this is often the X factor, is many times people have been doing all other wonderful things, but lack of spinal motion, well, if your spine doesn't move properly, you may compensate in other areas. And oftentimes we'll find areas of compensation above and below the L4-5 disc, and your body's tried to compensate over the years and isn't moving the way it was designed. So your corrective chiropractor looks for areas you may feel, but also areas you may have no idea about because your nervous system is protected by your spine. And corrective chiropractic focuses on restoring proper motion and reducing nerve irritation because those nerves control your muscles, organs, and help with how you heal. So reducing nerve irritation to help your body function and perform at its best. And the only way to know is to get tested to know what's going on the inside. So I highly encourage you, book a consultation, get a proper examination to know what's going on the inside. This is often the X factor as the fine tuning to help your body thrive and be that much more resilient. Anyways, loved having you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, be consistent. Small actionable steps repeated over time are key. And if you enjoyed today, make sure you take a moment. I'd love to see more of you and be a part of your health journey. So take a moment, make sure you subscribe and like so we can see more of each other down the road. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.